We are live. We are. We have got ourselves, it looks like the Facebook page. Huh. Yeah, for some reason that Facebook page does not want to go ahead and work. So I guess we're going to have to be live on YouTube through StreamYard.
They both work.
Ken said both YouTubes work. So that's good. It looks like one of the Facebooks is working. So if you want to, that would be the So Steady Facebook is working. It is the 906 quilting that the Facebook is not working. So we tried. Hi, Jean. Good afternoon, afternoon for you out in Mount Vernon, Washington. Good to see you. And Linda, my friend from Ravenna, New York, is here, and it is always so good to see you as well. What we're going to be working with tonight is two different sets of simple circles, and I'm going to explain them in just a minute. But first, I want to acknowledge Cactus Deb is here, and she's worried about those technical gremlins again. Yeah, I just, Deb, you guys got to hear this, and I'm not going to dwell on it because I've already been upset enough about it. 6 hours in the last 2 days on a helpline to just transfer my pictures off of my phone onto my computer, and they still can't figure it out. I'm pretty much at the end of my rope with that carrier and their updates. every time every time they update, not upgrade. I learned that. I said the word upgrade and I got corrected on that. Um, every time they update, it seems like we got to go through hoops and do something different again. Do you guys have that problem with your phones too? Maybe it's just I'm lucky. I hate technology. Oh, good evening, Linda, my friend, my Michigander buddy. And I see that Donna's in. Technology is wonderful, Linda said, isn't it though? You know what? It's wonderful if and when it works. It it can make our lives easier and it can make our lives more difficult.
Who asked, can you email them to yourself?
Oh yeah, not I don't have email on my phone, Deb. I never put my email on my phone. I don't know why. I just never. Do you have to email on your?
Email.
Oh, Ken's got two on his.
One for the phone and one for the PC.
One for the phone and one for the PC. Maybe I should just throw my phone at him and it'll correct itself through osmosis, right, Ken?
Yeah.
Good morning, Rita. It's already cold in northern Victoria, Australia. I'm so sorry.
Enforcement from Jan O'Grady.
And let's see, Charlene is here from Colorado. Jan says, yes, I have had terrible luck with Android and Samsung updates. The last two, I'm not updating. Keep refusing it. That's probably what I should do. Well, Chris, I thought you went to the movies tonight, but here you are. So good to see your name. Oh, lunch was just so pleasant today, wasn't it, Chris? I really enjoyed myself. It was awesome. So here's what we got. We're doing simple circles tonight. And simple circles is two different sets of templates. We have the smaller ones here and we have the larger ones here. The small set is the set one. Make sure you got a good view on this here. And it goes from 1/4 of an inch, which you guys have seen me do, all the way up to 2 inches. Set 2 goes from 2.5 inches up to 4 inches. But there's a little addition to those. When we start getting into the little larger circles, simple circles, what you see is they have also sent us the cutout. So for example, the 1-inch simple circle, I'm going to flip it over here because that's how I've got them taped on for ease of removing, has a 2-inch circle on the inside. So rather than doing an inside curve with this template, we're going to do an outside curve. I'm going to tell you straight out, I would not recommend it unless you don't have the size you're looking for. For example, this 2-inch, and I'm going to go ahead and put it back in here because I hate losing these things and then searching all over to find them. And it's not because I'm OCD. Okay, there we go. The 2-inch is right here. We have an inside curve on 2-inch. The inside curves are going to be a lot easier to stitch than the outside curves. Okay, we're gonna go through that tonight too. So here is our 1.5-inch, which has a 2.5-inch cutout, a 2-inch, which has a 3-inch cutout. So that is set 1. And I'm going to put those guys back right there. Now, set 2 starts with 2.5-inch. The cutout is 3.5-inch. 3-inch.
So you just went over, but she probably wants to know, do they include the inside circle part?
Yes. Not on, it includes the inside circle cutout for everything except the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch. Those are just too small. You wouldn't be able to hold them and stitch them at the same time. So the 1/4 inch inside circle and the 1/2 inch inside circle are not included in the set. But the 1-inch simple circle includes the cutout. And if we use the outside of this cutout, it will give us a 2-inch circle. The 1.5-inch is going to give us a 2.5-inch inner circle. The 2-inch simple circle is going to give us an inside cutout of 3 inches. Now the question is, how does that work? A lot of people go, well, it's a 2-inch, so shouldn't this be 2 inches? And it makes sense. It's a good question to ask. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the inside circle out of here, the inside template. This is a 2-inch simple circle. If we hold this up to a ruler, what you're going to see is this circle is not 2 inches. And it can't be 2 inches because remember, we're going to take a 1/4 inch off of each side
Foot.
for the foot. Right. So if we take a 1/4 inch off of each side, that takes us off a 1/2 inch here, and we end up with 2 inches. Okay? Everybody got that part, right? Oh, hi, Kathy. Deanna's here too. Nancy, welcome. Welcome all. Okay, so we all got that part. Now, why, when this circle measures 2.5 inches, do we get a 3-inch circle out of it? The reason being is we have a quarter of an inch for the foot on each side, which expands it a half an inch. So it's going to be a complete 3 inches for us. Okay. Now, why do I say one is easier than the other? And I think we've talked about this before. I don't mind covering it again because these are things that maybe you weren't here for. An inside circle is always going to be easier to stitch simply because we've got something to guide us all the way around here. Very easily, we can be guided around this circle. This circle, so much. It's not as easy. This circle, we're trying to make sure that we're holding it, we're turning it, and we're not falling off of the cliff. We're going to show you a little bit about that in a minute, okay? Because I'm really good at falling off cliffs, guys. Actually, I'm a cliff falling expert.
Kathy Dewey, read that.
Kathy Dewey.
Try to order.
You tried to order last night's rulers and it said didn't qualify. Any idea what to do now? Yeah, I'll do it right now. Uh, okay. Did anyone else order last night's and did it work for you if you did?
Deal date.
Deal day 20. Okay. Uh,
It loves your slotted ruler holder.
yes, you can buy that at sewsteady.com. Dave at sewsteady.com.
Come in different sizes.
They do come in two different sizes, a small one and this one is a large one. Okay. Last night rulers did not qualify for deal day 20. Okay, I just shot off a quick text to Stacy. Okay, that has been sent off. Dave, these rulers are very nice. These ruler holders are very nice. They keep me very organized when I'm working on a big project, especially. Okay. All right, so now we understand how the inside circle will be 2.5 inches where the outside circle will be 3.5. And then we've got a 3 inch and a 4 inch, always going to be 1 inch larger because when we come in, it's going to be an inch smaller. And when we go out, it's going to be 1/2 inch.
Let's call you a name.
All right. I wondered what Ken was laughing about. Thank you, my enabler friend. You are so welcome, Kathy, and I'm so happy to be an enabler anytime you need me to, okay? Oh gosh, that was a good laugh. I needed that. Okay. We have the 3.5 goes up into a 4.5, and then we have the 4 inch goes to a 5 inch, which is upside down. Not gonna worry about that, okay? All right, we're gonna put these guys back. And that's the 2.5. And then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna put them here. Now, what I wanna do is I want to make one circle at a quarter of an inch and one circle at 5 inches. I want you to see how diverse these sizes are. Before we do though, what we're going to do is I want you to look at when you get your simple circle sets, you're going to have a lot of different ideas on the back. And there are a lot of circle um, ideas and on the university and out and about where we are because they're fun to do. It's just that simple. It's fun to do circles, especially when you're doing the inside ones. However, if you're like me, even when you're doing the inside ones, you have to pay attention or you fall off the template because that's just how I roll, guys. Do I like it? Not really. Do I say nasty, naughty words occasionally? Only my husband knows for sure, and he ain't talking. At least he just got told he isn't talking. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the lines that we can use to line up our templates. Now that we've got that, I can go ahead and move you all in a little closer and see things a little easier. Well, hello, Marina's here, and Lee is here, and Linda's here. Okay, Linda, thank you for popping in. She's gonna get dinner ready. We always catch Linda at dinner time. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is 1/4 of an inch. And what that means is the outside of the, oh, hi, Julie. Nice to see you there. Okay, so because the center is 1/4 of an inch, we have to add a 1/2 of an inch for our foot. So I'm going to hold this up just to prove myself. Okay, like bread, I'm proofing. Okay, so if we take the 1/4 inch circle out of this, which is that much, we're going to have a 1/2 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch in from each side. So, okay, let's go ahead and line this up. I love these lines. Um, well, I absolutely adore the circles between the lines and all of the straight lines it gives us. I think these lines give us a whole different opportunity because they go off at 90 degrees and at 45 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and first thing I'm going to do is set my ruler height here, my foot. And remember to do that, we're just going to let it find its own level so that it just kisses the top of that fabric. Now, starting this one is going to be, here, I'm going to move you in a little bit. There. I hope that's a better view. There we go. It's going to be a little different. It is so small. We're not starting in the center. We're starting at the top. We're lining up the horizontal and vertical center of the template. I'm going to start at the horizontal center, the vertical center, I'm sorry. Now, the key to getting a good tiny, and this is tiny, guys, this is tiny. There we go. The key to getting this is keep those stitch lengths very, very short. I'm going to take one step in place. Don't try to rush this. There we go. That's it. That is it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip my threads. Small? Yeah. Very, very small. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that cut out from our 4-inch template, and this is the largest we can go. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. There we go. Just going to put that over there. Now, again, I do have staple tape on here. I have those nice vertical and horizontal crosshairs along with 90-degree or 45 degrees, I'm sorry, 45-degree lines. Now this one is an external template. It is a little more difficult, so it's one of those that you'll want to just take your time with, get to know the templates a little better. Remember what's vital about this one. Don't push against the template with your foot, and don't push against your foot with the template. When we're doing circles, it's always better to use a little bit smaller seam allowance. Take your time. There is no one standing over you with a baseball bat saying you have 30 seconds to complete this circle. So if it takes you 40, 50, 60 seconds, it's okay. Perfectly all right. You take whatever time you need. If anybody wants to say anything about it, tell them come see me. I'll set them straight. Okay. Wrong, we're gonna go. You'll notice I do stop rather frequently when I'm doing this. But the one thing I will not do is let go of this template. I want to hang on to that because if we get this template slid over, it really is going to be difficult to get it back in place. And that's one of the dangers of outside templates. You need to pay attention and you need to keep yourself going. I've got to move my ruler rack here. Even though I've done that, I have not taken my hands off of this template. Okay. Nice, small, even stitches. You will know when you hit the spot on your foot pedal that makes the perfect stitches for you. I always speed up like I'm driving a car. Well, actually, no, because I don't go that fast on my sewing machine as I do in my car. Um, I don't mash down on my sewing machine foot. Okay, probably got this in your way. I'm sorry. Oh no, we're doing okay. I definitely try never to look away from my work. That's where I fall off of the template every time. Huh?
Like you just did.
Like I just did, he said. Yeah. Okay, round we're gonna go. We're almost there. And just one more little area to go. And we're gonna come right back to the exact point that we started. Okay. Now, gonna go ahead and cut those guys off. Going to cut this guy off. And I'm gonna tell you that's one nice circle. Even if I have to say so myself, I'm liking it. You'll see that I didn't wobble on it anywhere. I didn't fall off of it anywhere. I got all the way around. I took my time. My stitches are nice and even and close together. So that is what we want to do. Okay. Okay, Jan wants me to explain the tape structure on my circle templates. Okay, I will do that, Jan. And Wanda said, hello again. Hello again, Wanda. It seems like I've just seen you recently. Oh, Lisa's a little late because it's supper time in Sugarland. I know. I know.
Wait for the 20.
Jan just asked if both sets will qualify, both sets of simple circles will qualify for the deal day 20, and the answer to that is yes, Jan, they will. Okay. Donna says, I'm thinking this would be impossible to do on a full quilt because you couldn't move it around like that. This is where we've talked about before, Donna. Um, we've talked about being able to stitch in all directions. And this is definitely a time that you need to practice stitching in all directions. And I will give you a little bit of a sample of what I mean by that, okay? Okay. Now, Jan O'Grady wants to know the tape structure on my circle templates. What I did, Jan, here's my inside, okay? And what I like to do is I like to keep all the numbers and everything right side up because they're just easier to see. And I tape it in 2 different places. It doesn't matter exactly how it's done, but the reason that I do on the larger ones, I tape it in 2 different places like this. There we go. Is so that they don't fall out in the package, and then I'm searching for them. So you see how nice and sturdy they are, and they don't fall out. That's the only reason I do it like that. All right. Now let's go ahead and take the 3.5 inch. And this is going to be what we're going to do on this one. I just lost something here. Yeah. See, this is why I put 2 pieces of tape. If it's just one, it falls off quite readily. And that's what happened in the no, in the ruler caddy. There we go. I'll fix that one later. Okay, so I'm going to take the 3.5 inch. And what I'm going to do is the same thing that I just did on the 5 inch. I'm going to do it without turning my quilt square. Okay. So, hi, Kathy. Good to see you. Um, Debbie says the coupon's working tonight. Good job, Deb. Thank you. Okay, so again, I'm going to line this guy up. I have a little extra challenge here in that I'm trying to stitch around camera camera boom and um, electrical cords. But I think I can do it. Okay, you ready for this? Wish me luck, Donna. I think I might need it. Okay. So remember, we're not going to move the fabric. We're just going to move around the template. There we go. Okay, so there's the first quarter of it. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to move my hands out of the way and move the thread out of the way. And you know that I've said it before, Many times it's always best to learn to stitch in all directions with our templates. Okay, coming up on halfway here. Just gonna move my hand around. And truthfully, guys, when I'm working on a quilt, I'm stitching sometimes, most of the time, this slowly. It takes longer, but man alive, it just definitely does help it to look better. Don't hit your finger with the needle bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about that. And now we are back at our beginning, and we have perfectly closed this circle. Just lost a piece of tape here. And there it is. Wow, that's a sigh of relief. How'd I do, Donna? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. And there we go. 5 inch, 3.5 inch, and 1/4 inch. Truthfully, I find the smaller circles are more difficult to do. The larger they get, the easier I find them to do. It may not work that way for you. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? Whatever way works best for you is the way that you should use. All right. So, what I want to do next, first off, do you have any questions on this? I never know which way I'm going, guys. Okay. Oh yeah, Jan brings up a real good point. She says, too bad the cutout circle cannot be used with a thumbtack or a Spinifex. You know, I get what you're saying, Jan, about using it on a thumbtack, but I think what would happen, and I have no scientific basis for saying this, okay, this is just my opinion. I think it would spin too much on a thumbtack and it would be easier to get off of the circle, I think. That's just my opinion. So Lisa likes it, Donna likes it. I did okay, Donna? So if I can do that, anybody can do that. And that's something that I really want you guys to understand. I don't have any superpowers, okay? I'm not special in any way, but I have spent a lot of time practicing, right, Ken? And he can attest to that. And that's how we get good. And every time I sit down with these things, I fall in love with them more. You know, it's kind of like my hobby. Every time I sit down with him, I fall in love more with him. He's laughing over here. It's okay. I had everything I could do to keep from laughing too. Okay, so let's take a look. I want to go over some rather simple little tricks and tips that we can do with our circles. I'm going to use my 2.5 inch because it's one of my favorite sizes. Don't ask why. I have no idea why I like the 2.5 inch. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's it's a Goldilocks thing. It's just right. Okay, stable tape. Stable tape you only need on one side. Can somebody tell me why we only need it on one side? Oh, Lisa, she doesn't think the newer ones come with the insert circle. And I heard that somewhere. I'm going to have to ask about that. Okay. Nobody remembers why we only put staple tape on one side? We only do it because they are symmetrical. Remember, if we have a symmetrical template,
Who got it?
Debbie got it. Yay, Deb. And Donna got it too. Way to go. You guys really do listen to me sometimes, eh? I think that's wonderful. I love it. Okay, let's bring this thread up. I'm going to show you two ways that we can make a cluster of circles, and they're going to look absolutely totally different. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull, oh, you know what? I need an extra line on here. We got latecomers. Karen. Oh, Joyce is here from Southern California. And Evelyn bought them, Elise says, and they did not come. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Karen's here. Hello, Karen. Always better late than never. Always, always, always. Okay, I need to put 8 reference marks on here.
So the new templates don't have the inside?
No, that's what Lee just said.
Well, you ought to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah. You know, I thought I had heard that they weren't going to be doing that anymore, but I didn't think that they actually did it. Boy, I'm always the last one to know.
Stan, what do they do with the?
Good question. Okay, I'm going to come in the center. I am going to pull up my bobbin thread. I like to keep it under my template. And the reason I do that is because I can hang on to it and easily get it out of the way if I need to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my 45-degree lines. Package just got delivered. Okay. Stop it, guys. Our doorbell just rang. Sorry about that. Hi. Mona did what?
Hey, quiet.
Okay. Hopefully they will stop in just a second. But it looks like we've got a package waiting for us out there. So I am lining up. Can you, Tippy, stop?
Hey,
No. I am going to make one rotation here. And you could do this with any size. I like the 2.5 inch, probably because they're easy for you guys to see. Okay, there we go. Tighten it up so it doesn't go anywhere. Take that one stitch in place, keeping those stitches nice and short. Our mail comes later and later and later every day. And I'm going to just make one rotation here. Before I go any further, I'm going to stop and I'm going to clip my threads off. Practice piece. I don't need to bury them or anything else. And around we're going to go. And I'm going to stop in the center. Now I'm going to go to the other side. And get that out of the way. Now, I'm doing this just for you, Donna. I am not moving my fabric around, okay? I'm going to keep it exactly where it's at. Well, Evelyn, so good to see you, my darling. Oh my gosh. Always good to see you. Ronnie's here from northeastern Arizona, and I hope it's warmer today. You said it was awfully cold last night. Diane is here from Lake Entrance, Victoria, Australia, and it's morning over there. Good morning, Diane. I still love Mona did what's name. I think that's so cute. Okay, so I'm back at the center and I'm going to go around again on the opposite side. I'm going to speed myself up a little bit. And I'm going to repeat this right back in the center. Now I'm going to come in this direction. So instead of going north, south, east, and west, I'm going southeastern, northwestern, southwestern, northeastern. Okay, got everything lined up. I love the secondary designs this makes. It's a great opportunity for template quilting, guys. Absolutely great for template quilting.
I want you to explain your deep structure on the circle template.
You're behind me. I already did that.
Never mind. You're right.
That's okay. And we're going to stop right smack dab in the center again. And what I want you to notice about the center is that thread is not building up in there. And the reason that I think it's not is because I'm using a lighter weight in the bobbin. So when you look at this here, you don't see a big gob of thread. That was a technical term, gob of thread. Okay. I love making up technical terms. And this is going to be our last rotation on this particular design. Now, I'm going to say, if we were to continue this, okay, I'm going to stop right there and leave.
Oh, Dave wants to get on a boat with her.
Dave wants to get on a boat with me. Mm. So Steady should participate in sail cruises. That's something that Stacy has to do. I can tell you one person that probably would not go on a cruise, and that's going to be me. I'm not a friend of water unless I've got shore firmly in my sights. Okay, so what is cool about this one, guys, is if you take a look, if we come back and do another one, putting this one right next to it, what we will end up with here is an orange peel design. So to do that, what we would need to do is come here. Let me show you. Okay, I've never done this without drawing it out first, but I think I know exactly what I need to do. So I'm sure we can do it. I'm just going to come over to the side. There we go. Line that up. I'll make sure I'm lined up. Now, what am I lining up? Good question. I'm lining this side up right over here to stay even, only because I have not set another crosshair in here. All right, here we go. Up and around we're gonna go. And perfect. It worked. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, after I cut that thread off, okay, yeah, there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up above, and again, because I don't have my crosshairs drawn in here, I am eyeballing this portion of my template to keep it parallel with this line that I did put in with the ruler. Okay, and there we go. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so what have we got going on here, gals and guys? If I didn't know better, I would say this would make a really nice orange peel. Okay, we could keep going up and down and across, and we're going to absolutely come up with an orange peel here. So how would we do it here? What we're going to do is we're going to hold that right there. We're going to keep that. Again, I'm lining up with this horizontal line over here. I'm just going to do one more. I definitely want to do that other one that I was talking about. There we go. Lining up here. We also have this one to line up with. Do we need to do that? No, we can absolutely draw a grid which will place us exactly where we need to be. Now, well, see, I was looking at something else I got off of my template right here. I'm not going to take the time to fix it though. Okay, so my next question is, do I need to stop and break thread to keep going? The answer is I do not. Okay, if this was a real quilt or quilt project, I would go in, take that out and put it back in correctly. But since it is not, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Lining up here. Got this guy going right through here. This guy's going to just skim over this circle here. So let's go ahead and put another row in here. Now, if I wanted to keep going, what I could do is go ahead and travel on that bottom line until I come to where those 3 points come together, and then just slide my template down, line everything up again, and finish this last rotation. And I know that my spacing is all correct on this process. And the reason I know it is because my points come together on this line. My points come together on this line. Well, not quite on that line, but they do on this line. So that is just a really nice little orange peel design that you can do with a simple circle. And it is not a difficult design to do. Go ahead, draw a grid out and work from there with it. This is where I want you guys to see how nice that is. Okay, where are we now? Is Lindia here? I didn't see her come in. Oh, Lindia, I'm sorry. Okay, Valerie says she's been looking for a simple circle flower. Well, let's do that also. We have time. Okay.
Mona's leaving. Right.
Good night, Mona. So nice to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. Okay, let me get myself out here now. What I did here, let's just go over this very quickly so I can make a flower. Because Valerie would like a flower. Okay, Dave is asking, could I draw a crosshair in the center of that center circle and do a small circle inside that touches the sides?
Good.
Yeah, that could be done. Absolutely could be done. And right after I get done with Valerie's flower, I'll go ahead and do that, okay? What I was showing you was this one here. Now, this particular design, you guys have seen us do this many times. It's not difficult. It lines up beautiful. And I'm thinking that maybe Valerie is looking for this, right? So let's go ahead and do it. And I'm going to go ahead and make a crosshair over here. How many have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 8 points. Okay. 8-point crosshair. I love it when you guys keep me on my toes like this. So far, knock on wood, I'm able to accommodate your. Okay, that's going to be too close to the edge. Look at how fine this comes off. I love this. It just erases and it's gone. If there's any left over, let's say I didn't get that erased real well, I'll throw it. I throw it in the washer, that's going to come out. So I'm good with that. Okay. I'm going to come over here. And we're going to go up this way. And I'm going to put 8 points in here. Okay, there we go. The only thing you want to be careful of using one of these pencils is don't get your lead too long. It'll break, and then you'll have to put more lead in. And I'm going to tell you quite honestly, this lead, first off, it's not lead, it's compressed chalk. It's expensive. Holy man. went to get some the other day and I went, seriously, for 3 pieces? I couldn't believe the price on it. I know it's a specialty item, but still, we're quilters. We're not millionaires, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and take, how big is this 2.5 circle going to be? Yeah, it's going to be larger than I. No, let's go ahead and do the 2.5-inch circle. It'll give you much better visual and it will fit in here. So to do the flower, what we want to do is we want to start with 8 crosshairs. Can you believe this? I ran out of thread. Janice, you're supposed to be watching over me for these things. Okay, there we go. Always keep an extra one though, just 'cause you never know. But that was good time to run out of it. I wasn't in the middle of anything. So if I'm gonna run out, that's the best time. Okay, there we go. Easy peasy. And now I have bobbin thread. Okay, let's try this again, guys. We're going to bring it up in the center. You all got good. Okay. There we go. My foot is still in a good place. I know that we've talked about this before, but remember, your batting can be a different height between here and here. So don't take for granted that it's always going to be set correctly. You may have to adjust your foot several times on one particular project. Okay, we're going to
So,
go ahead and cut that off.
right.
And around we're gonna go. Now, what I like to do when I'm doing all 8 reference lines is I like to go from side to side. And so I'm just going to slide it over like this, my template. And then we're going to go and do the other side. So now if we put smaller circles in here, it would look like Mr. Magoo. Stop right in the center again. Now I'm going to come down to the bottom, lining vertical, my vertical center line. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to now move to the opposite side. And we're going to do another one. Now, the reason that we like to do it this way, who can tell us why we go in this orientation as opposed to all the way around? clockwise or counterclockwise on each line. Make sure that needle's down. Now I'm going to turn it and I'm going to line it up on my 45-degree lines. Whoa, what's going on here? There we go. Oops, some got caught. And again, I'm going to go on the opposite side. Up we go. It's starting to get a little bit of thread buildup in that center, so I need to be careful coming in and out of the center so that it doesn't skip those stitches and leave a big long toe edger for me. Just slow down. There we go. Stop in the center, needle down. It's not difficult. We just need to take the proper precautions. Okay, come up to the side. There we go. Now, if you really wanted to, you could make this 16 reference lines and do all 16 petals of a flower. There we go. That would be really pretty as well. I love this flower. Again, secondary designs. I really like to play with secondary designs, especially when it comes to being like templing or something. I'm not afraid of these little tiny areas in here. I think sometimes they add the most drama to our designs. So if we were going to temple them, you would want a bold color that would really stand out. And there's a lot of designers out there who use very bold colors in their fabrics. So this would be a circle flower. There we go. What do you think? I love that. Isn't that pretty? All right, Valerie. Oh, you are so welcome. She is getting started on her first quilting on 13-inch pinwheels. That is so awesome. Now, okay, you guys got it right. You guys got it right. You all know that if you want the fabric to draw in more evenly, you need to go across. So, all right. Next, Dave from Yeehaw Junction, Florida, asks, could I draw a crosshair in the center of the center circle? And he's talking about this one right here, I believe, and put a circle in there. And I said, yes, I believe I can. So let's take a look at it. Okay. So what size do we need? First, that's the first thing we have to determine. Well, it looks like a 1-inch circle is going to fit perfectly in there. So let's go ahead and let's get our 1-inch simple circle. I am going to need to take out my center and to just put it over there. Now, when we hold this down, what's going to happen is it looks like it's going to come outside of these stitched lines, but actually it won't. So what I'm going to do is this is 3 inches here to here. So I'm going to go 1. Oh, no, it's not. It's 2.5 inches. I'm sorry. This is not a 3 inch. I thought it was a 3 inch ruler. Okay, 2.5. So we need to come down 1 3/4. 1 3/4. 2.5. 1, 1 1/4, not 1 3/4. Okay. So I need to put the 1 1/4 right here. And I'm going to just draw my line. And I'm going to come in here. 1 3/4. Yeah, draw a line there. There we go. There is my crosshair. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my template on that crosshair. And if we're concerned that we don't have the measurements correct, all we need to do is take out our spacing gauge. There we go. And we're going to come up just a little bit. There we go. Very nice. I'm going to start here. Pull this up, my bobbin thread, back down. Okay, find my foot pedal. Take my 1 stitch in place. And come around. Now, guys, trust the template, okay? Because I'm thinking this template's not going to work, not going to work, not going to work. But when I come around, it's working perfectly. So what the image in my mind is not what is actually happening, okay? Trust the template. Let me find my scissors. And I really like that, Dave. I think it looks awesome. Oh gosh, what a great idea. So one time I said to you guys, I learn as much from you as you learn from me. There we go. There's another design. Isn't that beautiful? I could see that going all the way around here, and it would be perfect. So, Dave, we have drawn a crosshair in the center of the center circle. And did a small circle inside of that touched all 4 sides. And it was successful. I love it. Okay. Now, okay. Valerie says she's looking for. Valerie, did you mean a 12-inch simple circle flower? That I would have to look at. Oh, let me think this through. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some thinking on that because these simple circles only go up to 5 inches. So you would really need one that goes up to 6 inches, a circle that is 6 inches, if you want to fill up a 12-inch square. Does that make sense? Okay, I think that makes sense. Okay, Donna asks Evelyn, did your circle set come with keys or needle paths, Evelyn? Okay. I Oh, Evelyn said hers have keys. So they still are selling them with keys. Okay, Kathy got hers in the past 6 months and came without the cutout and with the key, not a needle path. Oh, Donna, I am with you. I would so much rather have that needle path. I've had mine for a long time too, Evelyn. Oh, Debbie likes this. Oh, it is neat, isn't it, Lee? Okay, so Valerie, you're looking for something that's going to fit a 13-inch pinwheel. Okay. Um, is there a 6-inch circle? I'm going to have to look that up. You could use Linda says you could use a 6-inch spiral. That's true. That's true. You certainly could. That might be a little difficult though. Okay. The simple circle set 2 has the 5-inch simple circle. Now, what you could do, Valerie, is use the simple circle 5-inch and come in here and echo these to come out a little further, and then leave yourself just a little bit of space, what I call breathing room. Okay, like putting a mat on a picture. So what I'm saying is you could come out here. Okay, this is 2.5 inch. Let me find. Okay, there it is. So what you could do here, and I'm just going to draw this on, is you could come in here, and this is obviously not the right size, but you could go ahead and stitch um, an echo around like this. And it can be as big as you want it to be. I mean, you can make your echoes as big or as small as you would like. Okay. And if you use the 5-inch, then your 6-inch spiral would make the echo perfectly. Then what you could do, okay, so let's pretend here and here is your seam allowances. So your seam allowance is going to be here and here. What you could do is you could come in and just do a small echo with your seam allowance to finish it off, just like this. Here, I'm not doing this I'm not doing this in proportion, but you get the idea, I'm sure. So you could do that along with the echoes, and that would definitely fill in that pinwheel. Now, there is one word of caution that I'd like to give to you. If your center is a pinwheel, you've got a lot of fabric built up there already. And doing this flower is going to build up a lot of thread. So it could be you can do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. Um, you are going to need to take it real slow going in and out of the center of that flower. Okay. So that'll help. Do I need room for quilt as you go? Valerie, you need to have extra room on your quilt as you go. For the backing, of course, you need quite a bit of extra room. And the batting, you need just a little less. And the top, you will not want to stitch all the way out to the edge where your seam allowances, where the edge of your fabric, I'm sorry, could get snagged into the foot. I've done that myself. I've tried to stitch close to the edge. It might work on one and it might wreck the next one, and the next one may be perfect. So it's a gamble. You're really taking a gamble with that, doing it that way. Okay. Yeah, it can get a little testy in the center for you when you're doing that. It really does. You guys are asking some of the best questions tonight. This is awesome. It really is. I like being able to answer your questions. I love it when you all come in and visit me. I would like to have you all come to my home and visit me, although it wouldn't hold all of us. I'm going to be honest with you. But I very much do appreciate you coming here and spending part of your day with me. I know how precious time can be. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share, of course. Um, we are going to be here tomorrow morning with Spinifex 9, I believe. I'm trying to get my calendar open here. Spinifex 9. And we're going to have some fun with that as well. I will not be here next Monday, just so you're aware. Donnell will be here, and I think she's doing the border set. I will be here Tuesday and Wednesday, however. Okay. So if we don't have Donna, you slay me. Oh, don't I wish that could happen? I really do. I love sewing with people. It's just the jabbering and the talking and the laughing and the snacking can't be beat. And I'm going to go ahead and paste this link one more time in case you didn't get it and you wanted to. But okay, Jan said I did not find anything with the size 5-inch. Actually, Jan, our 4-inch simple circle has a 5-inch insert in here. So that's where we're going to get that 5-inch. All righty. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, you guys are so very welcome. I really enjoy having you here. You make me be the best that I can be because I really want to see you succeed. Okay? So until we meet again, let's quilt.